Okay, we're recording. This is a little segment. Not exactly MGTOW for men going their own way. They're fed up with relationships and women and all this kind of stuff. I wanted to highlight on, and it's going to chop them off center. I don't care. I'll waste enough time as it is with this. Flamingtext.com. I might put a link for it. But like I've come to charge, I've said in other vlogs, these guys are basically just jilted cynics. And they're just as dysfunctional as the women they're lambasting. It's ridiculous. So when I say I'm not exactly MGTOW, I share a lot of frustration about, in a lot of ways, women have degenerated into these basket cases, but it doesn't absolve men either, and we're all in this poop bag together. A long time ago, I was looking for a list of sarcastic translations on left on employee evaluation forms and like classifieds and wanted ads and stuff, like seeking wide variety of experience translation. You needed to replace the three people who just quit and stuff like that. And they have personal ad translations. Have like free spirit translation, drug user. Wild child translation has had more sexual partners than you ever will have. Friends first translation, trying to overcome reputation as a slut. They're kind of cynical, but there might be a shred of truth to some of them. But not to. I blame women and men together. Anyway, the site doesn't exist anymore, or at least not in its current incarnation. I had to go into it forever, but I checked up and got a 404 or whatever. So it's pointless to credit it, but anyway, it was an anti-marriage site and basically anti-relationship because it's just fed up with women. And so I have here in red and blue, I kind of clean up some of the language. Woman speak. Let's just meet for coffee. Translation: you won't be getting any pooty tonight. So here the guy is complaining that she's not loose enough for him because they want to score him some badge. But in another part of HTML, that page they had, we kind of saying the same thing. And it's another thing with these guys. They're supposed to be so new and dynamic, but they're saying the same thing over and over again. It's a cliche, But the other one, must like kids. Translation: I want a putz who will break his butt. Butt paying for another man's cast-off progeny. And that's another complaint. A lot of MGTOW guys say that she's in La La Land because she's a party girl, and the only guys who stimulate her are abusive buttholes. So they screw 50 of them before they're in their mid-30s. And then after about the 85th time, they get slapped across the face and thrown out the bed, and they hit the wall. Get out of here, bitch, or I'm done with you, whatever. They have to have it happen to them about 85 times, and they slowly wake up. Gee, maybe I'm picking the wrong type of men. And they'll always trash it, like they get mad at men in general, but then they can't process that. No, the only attract is that type of men because the good guys are invisible to you and stuff. So I've known women like this. It's ridiculous, but I'm not trying to dump only on women now. Let me be clear. There's enough blame to go on for everybody. So this guy, and the second thing, he's complaining that she's been too promiscuous and too loose in her years before she met you, because she has 3 kids hanging on her hip, and she's a single mom, and they say statistically men choose the higher paying fields, and men are good at making money better than women, or better at making money than women, and blah blah blah. And with the court cases it's usually whatever the thing is, that the father's more whatever detached or abusive, or loose, he's a bum, or he's a loser, and all this. So the custody of the kids goes to her. So you have a lot of single moms that are money's tight because they're not making 6 figures a year to pay for college for all 3 of them, and so forth. I had a complaint a while back. A picture of it was some little cutie pie with her army guy with his arm around her at some kind of festival or gathering or thing. And one guy said, if you know, you know. And a guy posted under his post saying, is that the one that did porn behind his back while he was deployed? I ran that by a friend of mine, and he said it's an actual known thing that the gold diggers and all that, they little cutie pies, because they bargain with their body and sexuality. They go find some young stud who is all, chewing nails and spitting out lava, who's kick-ass in the Army and all that, in the Marine Corps and all that kind of stuff. And they want to go score him a hot piece of pony. And so these women know that, and they latch onto him. They either get knocked up for him on purpose, or they marry him to get all the benefits and stuff. And then she never leaves the picture, knowing that she cheats on him or what. So it's kind of a known thing. But my complaint about these guys is, because like I said, they're nothing but jilted cynics, and they're usually, or no, I shouldn't say usually, they're usually at least, if not worse, more dysfunctional than the women they're lambasting. So in the second one, in the blue right here, he's complaining the woman's too loose because she has all the aftermath of her promiscuity as her children. But right here, this guy is upset that he's not getting laid tonight because she only wants to meet for coffee for a casual date and maybe kind of get a feel and talk. So I call this the virgin whore paradox. Yeah, see, I have the bottom right here. The virgin whore paradox. He's upset that he's not getting laid, but he's also upset that she's not a virgin. And I've heard cynical juries and rape cases and stuff. It's statistically true that if they could prove the woman had been promiscuous or something, the rape case is usually dismissed. Like, that makes any sense, because they're trying to say blah blah blah. But it doesn't make it okay to rape a woman, or that she would be lying about it. I mean, you might be promiscuous and be honest. Doesn't mean you're lying. So it's still a leap to say the least. Or if she just simply wasn't a virgin, but like somehow it's okay to rape her or something, where it's less of a rape or not as big of a deal or something. But I've also heard cynical men try to say, if a woman was a virgin when she was raped, because she has a hymen, her first time might have been painful, she's confused, which makes no sense. But they use that to cloud the issue that it wasn't pleasant for her, so she's confused and she called it rape, which has no valid reality or nothing. So either way, the woman can't win. So with this thing that happened right here, the virgin whore paradox, the woman can't win, because if she's a virgin, he's pissed that he isn't getting laid on the first date. But if she's not a virgin, if you've been having sex since high school, and then 10, 15 years, you're going to get pregnant. It's just going to happen. They have even some research that came out that most women have already had all the children they're going to have before they even get married. We don't just have premarital virginity being a joke. Now, kids out of wedlock are now the norm. So the woman can't win. So she's trash for being a virgin, but she's also trash for not being a virgin. So it's ridiculous. So from the male hypocrisy of these type of men that I rate, I call it the virgin whore paradox. That's why I call this segment not exactly MGTOW, because there's a lot of spite and rage I share, a lot of it I don't. I want a wife. You know what I mean? So anyway, there you go. So it's just hypocrisy.